Picture a large stone kitchen somewhere in Britain or Europe, sometime in the 1600s. The walls are dark with soot, the air is thick with smoke, and an open fire roars beneath a massive roasting spit loaded with meat. There's no electricity, no gas, no motor quietly humming in the background. Everything here runs on muscle, heat, and patience. And tucked into the wall, just off to the side of the fire, there's a large wooden wheel. Inside that wheel is a dog. This was the turnspit dog, sometimes called the kitchen dog, or by its Latin nickname, the vernapator cur. From the 16th century through the mid-19th century, these dogs played a very specific role in kitchens across Britain and parts of Europe. They were bred for one purpose and one purpose only, to keep much like a hamster on a treadmill. As the wheel turned, it powered a system of ropes or gears connected to the roasting spit. The steady movement rotated the meat slowly and evenly, preventing it from burning on one side while remaining raw on the other. It was an early form of automation, long before engines or electricity entered the kitchen. Turning a spit by hand could take hours. It was hot, exhausting, and tedious work. In large households, inns, and castles, having a dog do this job made practical sense. Dogs were already used as working animals, and with the right breeding and training, they could keep a steady pace for long stretches of time. Physically, turnspit dogs were well suited for the task. They were small, long-bodied, and short-legged, with a low center of gravity that made running inside a wheel easier and more stable. They weren't bred for speed or beauty, only endurance. Contemporary descriptions often portray them as unhappy-looking and worn down, which, considering their job, isn't surprising. Their working conditions were harsh. Kitchens were hot, loud, and smoky. Dogs could be made to run for hours at a time, sometimes encouraged by cooks if they slowed down. There are even accounts suggesting that some dogs learned to fear rainy days because damp weather made roasting take longer, meaning more time in the wheel. Despite this, turnspit dogs were so common that people rarely question their presence. They appear in written accounts and illustrations of the period, treated not as pets but as part of the kitchen equipment, no different from a pot or a pan. By the early 1800s, however, technology began to change. Clockwork roasting mechanisms and mechanical spit turners slowly replaced the need for living power. As kitchens modernized, the demand for turnspit dogs disappeared. Breeding stopped, and within a few decades, the dogs themselves faded away. By the mid-19th century, the turnspit dog was effectively extinct. Today, they're mostly forgotten. Unlike herding dogs or hunting breeds, they left behind no devoted fan base, no lineage carefully preserved. Their story survived only in old writings and illustrations, quietly tucked into the margins of history. But their existence is a reminder of how people once solved everyday problems using the tools available to them, even when those tools had 4 legs and a heartbeat. So the next time you see a rotisserie slowly spinning on its own, perfectly evenly cooked, it's worth remembering that long before motors and machines, there was once a dog running in a wheel, keeping dinner from burning.